This is a boring ocean drone, but in this video we're going to simulate a shipwreck in it with sinking, live ocean flora, and even pollution. So let's begin. The first thing we have to do is build the ship. But before I start construction on a single bit, we need some inspiration for building this thing. So my first logical step is to look for a ton of images of real ships. But after looking through a ton of images, I had taken enough notes and knew what I wanted it to look like. And now, let's get building. After about an hour of building, this is what it looks like. I used carbon paper for the hull, then coated the entire ship with red paint to help it stand out underwater. It has windows, a life ring, and I even gave it a name. Just filling up with water is way too boring, so I'm going to do what any normal person does and set it on fire. Well, that is way more flammable than I thought it would be. Well, now I have this burnt husk of a ship. Let's cover it in sand so it'll sink. I want this to be as realistic as possible, so I cover the entire surface of the tank in oil. I definitely didn't think this through. How am I going to clean this up? And just like that, the ship is ready to become an underwater ecosystem, and it's time to add our first plant life. This will act as the initial foundation, and hopefully it'll grow and spread over time. I made sure to anchor it securely to the ship so it doesn't float away. I really hope these plants survive, because if they don't, this video will end in utter disaster. Dang, it already looks like a real shipwreck. But if we want this to be a realistic simulation, we have to leave it for a couple of days to grow in. Alright guys, it's been a week and you can see the ship is starting to show way more signs of life. The seaweed has grown super fast, but not only that, the water has turned a bit yellow. I don't know if that's a good thing, guys. What should I do? In all seriousness though, it low-key looks like nature is reclaiming this vessel. I cannot wait to see what it looks like on day 15. We're halfway through our 30-day experiment and the ship is barely recognizable. Seaweed covers every inch of the tank and it's turned into a tiny underwater forest. It's cool to see how life has adapted to this sunken wreck in such a short amount of time. I want to see how the ship looks in deeper water, so I adjusted the lighting to suit lower depths. Now it has a bit more of a bluish appearance. Nope, just kidding, I did that in CapCut. I love editing. Okay, in all seriousness though, the original colors are not something I would expect to see in a shipwreck. The great thing about Super Thanks is that it gives me the budget to buy things like filters that will probably get rid of this really weird color. Anyway, on day 20, the tank is completely packed with seaweed. The surface is also covered in this thick layer of biofilm and the ship is completely tangled in sea life. Interesting fact, dive resorts often charge hundreds of dollars for people to go visit shipwrecks. I don't think anyone would want to really swim in this water though. However, the paper structure of the boat is holding up surprisingly well considering it's been in water for days. It kind of looks like a miniature jungle. Also, there's all this black sand and I don't know where it's coming from, but honestly, it looks pretty cool, so I think I'll leave it be. Yeah, if you haven't figured, I've never done anything like this before. On day 25, the tank is actually starting to smell really bad, and that biofilm on the top now looks like something you'd find in the back of your fridge. However, in the name of science and at the expense of my own dignity, we'll push on. I seriously didn't think it was possible for the boat to change this much in only 25 days. I mean, if we compare it, the boat is broken in half and the oil drums look like they have coral growing on it. I think this is probably just calcium buildup, but you know, it looks realistic. This is definitely something you'd find in a shipwreck though. If this is going to be a realistic simulation, we have to leave in for 5 more days so it completes its month inside the tank. Alright guys, the last update I did was 5 days ago, which means we've had this in the tank for 30 days and that means we've finished the simulation. Let's go. It's been in here for an entire month, so I think we all deserve to see what it looks like by the end of it. That's right, I'm taking it out the tank. Let's do this thing. It's starting to smell even worse the further I take it out. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely think that looks like a shipwreck. You may have noticed how short the video is, so I'll tell you what, if Terra Green comments on this video, I'll make a longer one in the real ocean. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my future videos, even if my upload schedule isn't the best.